Hello, I'm Rob Phillips, and welcome to my channel. Sometimes it feels like the world around us is going a little bit crazy. You can get sucked into the news, get sucked into distractions, get pulled away from everything that's not actually here and now. For me, when times like that come up, my number one go-to is to find practices that help me to get back into the body, practices that give me something tangible to connect with. And this is where Yin Yoga can be the perfect antidote if you're feeling like there's a little bit of chaos going on in your mind or maybe in your life. And so for today, we're going to do a focused practice that's going to help us work with that, where we keep coming back to the physical, where we keep coming back to the tangible as a way to calm whatever might be coming up for us. So for props today, I'm going to recommend that you have a blanket. I'm going to recommend that you have a couple of blocks. And as always, if you enjoy these videos, please give a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And if you want to keep up with any of my other offerings, please consider subscribing to my newsletter. I'll put a link in the description down below. For now, we're going to begin in a comfortable seat, so find your way there. I do, in general, recommend maybe sitting up onto a blanket. Make sure the knees, the hips, all of that feels comfortable, and you can even start on your back if you'd prefer to be even a bit more grounded than this. But find a posture that works for you. Hands could be on the lap, hands could be on the thighs, and close our eyes. And we'll take just a minute or so to land here, to arrive here. Remembering as we start this sort of work that whatever's arising for you now, whatever's coming up, we want to just let that be what it is. Let our thoughts come and go. We don't need to control them or push them away. Just relax into them in the general sense. But starting to feel the body is a bit more of a focus. Starting to feel a sense of your posture, starting to feel a certain sense of your breath. Really using that as a touch point, using that as something we can keep connecting with here, again and again. Let's take a nice deep inhale breath through our nose. A nice long exhale breath out our mouth. And drop down your chin. We'll begin to open our eyes. From here, we're going to shift and we're going to make our way onto our belly. So as you make your way onto your belly, set up your blanket or whatever cushion you have somewhere near the left side of your mat. It can be just like a medium thickness, and you're going to be using that in a minute or so here. So find your way forwards, find your way down, rest here on the floor. And we're going to begin our physical sequence in a half frog pose. So from here, you're going to bend at your left knee. You can place that leg up onto a blanket, up onto your cushion, give yourself some support. Dial this in, and just knowing that for most folks, this will be a relatively subtle pose. So don't feel like you need to be feeling a ton going on here. This can be a rather mild kind of sensation. Please relax the body on the floor, and I always mention I do keep my chest a little lifted just because I'm wearing a microphone there, but for all you at home, just relax completely. Rest all the way onto the floor. Here we are very directly touching into the earth, touching into the physical, and relaxing, allowing things to settle and to be. As we start our practice here, just my usual reminder that while this pose is rather gentle, not every pose we do today will be completely. So please listen to the feedback that your body gives you. Know that you could always back out of these poses. If anything feels sharp or intense, please don't suffer through that. Remember, it's always better to work more gently as opposed to more aggressively here. And if you feel like you've crossed that line, trust your intuition here. But as you find that reasonable edge, relaxing the body and again, inviting a sense of calm. Inviting a sense of stillness. Even if it feels like that's still really far away, start where you're at. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel this moment just as it is. Take a final complete breath, just like you are. Slowly, on your exhale, you can release that left leg down and just rest on the floor here. Feel the sense of lightness and resonance. Feel the reset, especially on that left leg. And just notice what you've released there, what you've opened up there for a few moments. From here, let's set up for our second side. So you can lift up a little bit and slide that blanket or whatever prop you're using over to the right-hand side. And from there, you'll begin to bend at your left leg. So place the left leg onto the blanket or onto the prop. It's bent at about 90 degrees, but of course, please experiment as you need to fine-tune this to suit your body. Should feel a subtle release somewhere on the inside line of that leg up into the hip. Maybe that even invites a little bit of release in your lower back too. Feel the body here. Feel the sense of arriving here. What can you let go of? First, on a physical level. Can you truly feel the sense of the body dropping into the pose or landing into the pose, we might even say? Tune into your breath. The breath is naturally calming, naturally soothing if we observe it. And again, if we're trying to find a bit more calm within some chaos, breath can really take us there. But appreciate that the paradox is the less we try to micromanage things, the less we try to control every detail of our experience, the easier it will be to tap into our natural calm. So see what it's like to just be here. See what it's like to connect with and feel your body. Again, let that physical sensation keep you here and now, keep you in this moment, and not pulled away to somewhere else. Please take a final complete breath here as you are. Slowly on your exhale breath, release the right leg down, lower. And again, take this moment to really feel the resonance, really feel the lightness in the space that you've made. I highly encourage you to deepen the breath a little bit, just really invite the energy to flow and to move a bit more. Feel that here for yourself for a few more seconds. And just before we transition into where we'll be going next, let's take a deep inhale breath through our nose. And a big exhale breath out our mouth. Use your hands as you exhale, gently press the hips back and find a child's pose. Let yourself round, let yourself reset here for a few moments. From here, we'll slowly start to pick ourselves up and we'll set up for where we go next. So please grab a hold of your blanket and we'll use that to cushion our knees. What we'll be coming into is called outriggers pose. It's almost like a stronger version of the half frog pose you were just doing on your belly. It's going to target very much the same lines in the legs, but in a somewhat stronger way. So you can give your knees a bit of a cushion here and take your left foot out and beside you. And yeah, I don't think I'm getting cut off on camera, which is good, right? So you can see right now my foot is flat, but feel free to rest more on the edge of the foot if you would like. Now, you may come in and just straight away, this feels like enough, you're getting the job done, in which case, please stay here. But for many folks, you'll need to shift the body in space, and I find that a lot of my students like to come down onto their elbows. You can do this on the floor, or you can do this on blocks, but again, shift to dial this in to a reasonable edge. You'll want to feel the pose, but without intensity, without an aggressive quality. And just appreciate here that you'll need to work a little bit. So we're relaxing for sure, but you want to engage enough to feel stable here, to support yourself here. You'll want to relax and to let go, just to kind of feel that space open up, feel everything release here for yourself. And again, just anchor the awareness, or rest the awareness is maybe a better word, in the physical experience. And of course, as you feel the body, maybe there's a bit of friction there. This doesn't need to feel easy, but what we can practice is just seeing that and being with it. And then letting go. Releasing the extra levels of resistance. Because really what we're training ourselves in here is equanimity. The ability to be with whatever shows up, including any chaos, any crazy that, for whatever reason, may have made its way into your life. For now, let's take one more complete breath like we are. Slowly rise up and away from the floor. And you can take a moment here and release that left leg. I like to move, kind of sway, shift things a bit here and there. You can take a little pause, resting in, say, child's pose. Just pausing there for a few moments. If you need to rest on your belly, if that's more comfortable, I, of course, welcome and encourage that too. That would be fine. But either way, take a few breaths to feel the lightness and to feel the resonance for yourself. Just a few breaths, just a few moments to really connect with that. From here, let's dial up our second side. So again, you're going to find your way up onto your hands and onto your knees. Take your right foot out beside you. Again, that leg is straight. You can rest with the foot flat, or you could rest on the edge, just based on, what feels more natural for you. Shift the weight as you need to. Maybe you're staying with your arms more straight, or maybe you prefer to come down lower to the floor. Again, we let our practice be to find that natural equilibrium of effort. To engage just as much as we need to, while still releasing and still letting go of the many things we actually don't need. And maybe now that we're settling in, we've had a good few minutes, we're several poses in. Can you feel this capacity that you have to just tune in? the capacity to feel the tangible as an anchor in each moment. And as you work with that, what can you let go of? How can you feel even more present, even more connected here, just with what is for you? Please take a final complete breath, just like you are. Slowly begin to rise up. As you come up, take a moment here to release the right leg and feel free to let it move and shift. Just kind of stir things up a bit there for yourself. And then from here, you can slowly begin to shift and make your way onto the belly. But once you've made your way onto the belly, I want you to flip yourself over onto your back. And this is just to kind of reorient ourselves. We've been facing forwards for a very long time, right? I just want to kind of mix that up a little bit. So you can feel nice and wide, open across the shoulders, open across your chest. Release the legs and truly feel all the space you've made, like in the hips, in your lower body here. And take a few deep breaths. Connect with that. Be here with that. Let's take a deep inhale breath through the nose. And take a big exhale breath out your mouth. Here now we're going to return onto our belly again. I was just giving us a little pause, right? So roll yourself over in place. Flip back over here. And this time now we're going to set ourselves up into Sphinx pose. We're coming into our mild back bending shape. So basically you're going to lift up onto the elbows, and by lifting up onto the elbows, you'll be able to create a little bit of a connection into the lower back here. So just remember that this is an infinitely adjustable pose. And I'll say, if you want to be like really mellow, you can always take the arms wide. Another thing you can think about is like resting your forehead on a block can feel nice if you have one. In fact, I think I'll even do that for my demo here, but find an expression of this that works well for your body. One that allows for you to relax the shoulders, the upper back. You may feel a bit of sensation in the spine, but make sure it's mild, make sure it's not intense or sharp in any way. So that truly here you can relax and be. Beneath whatever turbulence, whatever fluctuations are arising, there is a sense of calm. And in each moment that you choose to observe the physical, each moment that you check back in, you're feeling more grounded. You can find the calm beneath the chaos this way. What could you let go of in your last few deep breaths? Where is there still some space that you could naturally open up to? Let yourself feel that here for these next few moments. Take a final complete breath here as you are. And carefully begin to rise up, come out of the shape, and you can move that block aside and just rest all the way down to the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel the resonance and feel the reset for yourself. And again, here we're going to make our way on our back. So I'm just going to like roll myself over in place like I did earlier, but you could always, reorient yourself completely if that feels like what you'd like to do. But either way, make your way onto your back. Take this little pause, spread yourself out, take up some space, and take a few deep breaths here. Again, feel where you're at with this right now. What have you let go of already? What sense of space have you opened up to already? Let yourself really linger in that. Let yourself really rest in that for these next few breaths. Let's take a deep inhale breath through our nose. And take a big exhale breath out our mouth. Now, from here, we'll be remaining on our back, but let's walk our feet in. You'll have your legs bent and come into a bit of a sway, a bit of a shift here and there, back and forth. We're going to be setting up for a pair of twists. I'm going to set this up a little bit differently than like my default. So I'd like you to cross your left ankle over the right knee, make like a figure four shape. Keep this figure four shape and then exhale to roll the legs over to the right. Now, ideally try to maintain kind of this alignment, this setup, but if this doesn't feel comfortable, just know you could always uncross the legs. You can do, more of a simple twist if that feels more like where you're at right now, but some version of a twist like this feels good. Maybe the figure four variation that I'm demoing here. Arms are nice and relaxed. The belly is nice and relaxed. Feel the natural wringing out of things and feel the earth beneath you. Feel that solid and stable base. And appreciate the simplicity of being right where you are. There's no place that we're trying to get to. There's no need to be anywhere other than in your body in this moment. So truly keep feeling that direct connection here for yourself. Take a final complete breath, just like you are. Slowly, as you inhale, begin to wind and to draw your way back into the center. Release that cross. Take a few moments. You can sway, you can shift, and you can reset all of that. And take a little pause, just maybe 2 or 3 breaths, but enough time. Take a few moments to feel how everything resonates, how everything rebounds for you here. From here, of course, we'll want to do the second side also. So when you're ready for that, please cross your right ankle over the left knee. You'll make that figure 4 setup. Again, if you need to modify, if you need to do something slightly different, of course, I'd welcome that. But one way or another here, take a gentle inhale and slowly exhale to roll the legs over across to the left. And you're kind of feeling that side bend. You're feeling a bit of a hip release. Make sure this feels nice. Make sure this feels like a place you want to be for the next little bit, because we are going to be here for the next little bit. So as you find that alignment for yourself, just relax, just drop in here. Truly feeling the foundation, the earth beneath you. That natural calm beneath the chaos. That natural clarity of just being as you already are. Take a final complete breath here as you are. Gently begin to draw and wind your way back into the middle. From there, you'll take a moment to undo the legs, just to move and to shift. Reset however you'd like. From here, we'll set up for a final Shavasana, and I'm just going to guide us through a couple of minutes here. As always, if you have more time, you can linger here longer, really let everything get calm and settle. Maybe pause the video if you do that, but either way, take your time to set up here and make sure you're comfortable for at least like a minute or two. Close your eyes. Take your brief scan through the whole body and let go. Let the floor support you. Feel everything that you've opened up and let go of along the way here. Let's take a gentle inhale breath through the nose. And open up our mouth to exhale and to let go completely for these last few minutes. So you can just take a few more moments like you are and again, notice what's settled, notice what's released here. Start to deepen the breath, start to feel the energy move and flow a bit more. And as things start to move, just let that energy help find your way onto your side. Gently pressing up into a comfortable seat. And let's just close our eyes for a final moment here. Can you feel the sense of calm? Can you feel the sense of clarity here? What have you let go of from this simple practice, from this coming back to the physical? Join the hands in front of the heart. So again, and as always, my thanks to each of you for sharing your practice. It's truly an honor to teach. May our practice bring benefit to all beings. We bow. So once again, thank you so much for joining. And like always, if you have questions, observations, anything at all, please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you are not already. And if you want to go deeper with me into these practices, mindfulness, yoga, all of this, consider subscribing to my newsletter. And I also have a free course called the Embodied Mindfulness Method. You'll see links to all of that in the description down below.